Going people, welcome back to my channel. I can't lie to you, this Saturday morning I've woke up, read some news reports, and dare I say it, I'm a bit excited, I'm a bit excited. Sole reason being, obviously, you lot have all heard that Nicolas Pepe, we've agreed a deal with Lille. All of the major outlets are showing that news story now. Is it believable? I'd say yeah, it's believable because of the widespread outbreak of the news. Do you know what I mean? All of a sudden, there was rumours earlier in the week, and then again rumours yesterday regarding 4 teams that are apparently agreeing fees with Lille. But this morning we've woke up and apparently Napoli's proposal has been rejected by Nicolas Pepe's agent, and he's much more happy with the offer we're providing, which is another welcome change. Usually when we're fighting other teams for players, they usually trounce us very easily. This time it seems like the agent wants a bit more money, and apparently it looks like we're giving a bit more money to the agent just to help the deal go through a bit smoother, just to help us get the player ahead of other Champions League playing teams. So that is also a welcome change. I'm not a big fan of agents. I'm not a big fan of agent fees, but at the end of the day, they are the intermediary. They are the middleman in the situation. They are the person that can kind of sway the player into one direction or the other. So you gotta keep them happy, and we are fighting on the back foot here. We're fighting Napoli, who's in the Champions League. I'm not sure if Liverpool are that interested, considering the attack they have and the outlay they'd have to spend on Nicolas Pepe, and Klopp has already said that they're not going to spend crazy money. So I'm not sure if the reports yesterday about Liverpool also agreeing a fee are correct, because if they are, then the player's still got a massive choice to make. Do you know what I mean? Do you go Liverpool and try and break into that front three and in all likelihood have more chance of trophies right now, or do you go to Arsenal and hopefully be part of the next generation, hopefully be part a focal point of us coming back to where we belong, and that's challenging for the major honours. So it's up to him. Do you know what I mean? London's also an attraction. He's from Ivory Coast, and there's a lot of African born people in London. There's a lot of African heritage in London, so that always helps. Do you know what I mean? That always helps. I know it's a bit sad saying, you can't talk about London and this, but London is a pool. London is a pool because it's one of the best major cities in the world. It's one of the most exciting cities in the world. So hopefully he's a player that wants to take on a challenge and bring us back to where we belong. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully he is that player. At the end of the day, we've had an Ivory Coast international before, very big player, legend at the club, Kolo Toure. So hopefully Nicolas Pepe growing up was a keen admirer of his, because he was a big player for Ivory Coast coming through. So hopefully, to build on this news, we do get him. If you look at my early videos in the summer, he was the number one attacking winger I wanted. He was the one. If I could ask for any winger this summer, it would be him. And reason being, the last couple of seasons, I have been watching him closely. He has been improving year on year. He has built upon his technical ability, because first and foremost, he's a very good technical player. He's got pace, and he's so confident on the ball. As soon as he gets it, direct running, and he's got a trick or two or 3. Like, he's a very good technical, pacey player with a trick or 2 that can cause real problems, and he has been doing so in the French league. I know it's not a great comparison to the Premier League, but he's improved year on year in the French league. Last season, he had his you could call it the breakthrough season in terms of opening the eyes of the European giants across the biggest leagues. He was second top scorer in League One, and that's coming from the right side of midfield. That's coming from the wing. Only behind Kylian Mbappe, and Lille finished second. Their highest finish since the Eden Hazard days. So he's done very well over there. Their president also said that he wanted to leave last summer, and they asked him to stay one more year and promised him that they would sell him on this summer. And it seems like it's all gone smoothly. It seems like they've adhered to his demands, or they've adhered to what he wanted. And credit to him and credit to them, because it's worked out. He stayed another year. They got Champions League football. They finished second. They've had one of their best seasons in a long time. And his value's gone up. So it was a win-win situation there. Do you know what I mean? A lot of times these promises tend to go sour by the end. a lot of teams tend to promise a player, look, we'll sell you next season, just stay here, and in the end it just doesn't work out. I think Zaha is a pretty similar example to that fact. I think he was probably promised or expected to leave this summer and move on, but they've just dug their heels in, asked for money that's unreasonable, and it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to spend that sort of money on a 26-year-old player. You know what I mean? So with Nicolas Pepe, I'm happy because 24 years of age, he's coming into his prime. He's someone that even if we don't get the worth out of him right now, we do have a sell-on value here. We have potential sell-on value, so we can see what we do there. Like if we can bring him in and he kicks off well, he starts off well, is someone that can be a big focal point of our next generation. Like I said, he's someone that the value will go up. He's someone that going into his prime, someone that's wanted across Europe, someone that he could come in and it doesn't work out as well as we hope, but he retains some value. He retains some value to move him on and restructure again. Whereas Zaha, bringing him in, it just doesn't make any sense. You bring him in, you've just spent a hell of a lot of money and you're not getting anything back from him aside from what he brings on the pitch in the next 2-3 years. And after that's done, what's left after an 18 mil transfer? Nicolas Pepe, value for money, definite value for money. I'm not saying let's sell him in 3-4 years. I hope he kicks on. I hope he starts off well and improves year on year at Arsenal Football Club going into his prime. But at the end of the day, it's all a risk, you know what I mean? When you spend this much big money and you're buying from leagues that are not as competitive, not as physical as the Premier League, it's always a risk. He's not the finished article yet, but he's a very, very good winger. And I'm actually, like I said, I'm a bit excited. Josh Kroenke said, be excited. I'm a bit excited, but the wool has not been pulled over my eyes yet because it's still questions about how long we've taken this summer to do some work, how long we've taken to start implementing a plan, how long we've taken to bring players in. Now, with Nicolas Pepe, it seems like he was waiting on offers and towards the end of the window wants to weigh them up and judge them and then make a decision there. That's out of our hands. So if this was the big player we wanted, the very big, very expensive player, then we've had to sit tight. But essentially, we are fighting, it looks like we are fighting Liverpool, Napoli, Champions League team. So you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm excited because we've been strongly linked to him this morning. David Ornstein's another one that's come out and said we've agreed a 72 million fee and the transfer should be done in 24 to 48 hours. That just doesn't sound like Arsenal to me. Sometimes we take 24 to 48 days, bro, let alone hours. So it's interesting to see how the next couple of days plays out. It's a weekend, which is great news because it allows for constant communication. It allows for any details to be finalised if we are in a position to really get it over the line now. And if we are, we need to do it before another team comes in and trounces us, before Napoli come back and say, you know what, we'll pay that agent fee. Let's just do it. Let's just get it done. Even though Napoli are notoriously not tight on transfers, but they're notoriously difficult to negotiate with in terms of branding and in terms of keeping your own brand identity and sales from your brand name. I know Napoli, I read something about them that they like to own the rights to a player's name as well, so they get money off the players doing marketing schemes and do advertising products and whatnot. Which in this day and age, you could call it smart from Napoli, but it also makes negotiations difficult, especially with bigger players like Nicolas Pepe, who's bound to be a big star in the next few years. I'm sure he'll want to keep hold of a lot of his image rights. I'm sure he'll want to keep hold of a lot of his naming rights. So that's potentially something we're going to do. The signing, he'd come in and sales would go up. Definitely shirt sales will go up because he isn't a massive name, but he's a big young name that's coming through right now. He's someone that's heavily sought after. He's someone that it looked like he'd go to a Champions League club. As much as I wanted him this summer, when we flopped against Chelsea in the Europa League final, I thought, fuck, that's him gone, that's Champions League gone, that's us held back another year or two. And essentially, we are still held back another year or two, but Nicolas Pepe, if we can get this over the line, that is such a massive statement of intent. Massive, massive. And it really does add further hope to us getting top four Now, I don't want to delve too much into our problems in the back, because I've mentioned that in previous videos, and why we're not sorting out a centre-back for now, why we haven't got Kieran Tierney over the line. But this is very good news. Nicolas Pepe is a very good winger. Start him on the right, let him cut in on his left, cause major problems, major problems. A goal threat, he can pick out a pass. I think he had 11 assists last season on top of his 22, 23 goals. Listen, until we sign him, I'm excited right now, but I know how Arsenal transfers work. I know I could be uploading this video and it comes out on Sky Sports that Arsenal didn't make a bid, and in fact Tottenham are close or some shit like that. So I'm gonna take a back seat right now. Like I said, I've woke up excited. I'm excited about this news. Nicolas Pepe is the guy I wanted. I just thought when we lost out on Champions League, we lost out on him. But if we can get it over the line, he could really push us into Champions League football next season. I know, like I said, our defence isn't sorted, but Chelsea and United are pretty much in turmoil too. So there is a massive chance. You take that risk, Arsenal, and I'm sure there's a reward at the end of next season. I'm sure there is. So if we can add a centre-back and add Kieran Tierney to the transfers we've done in the last couple of days in Saliba, Ceballos and potentially Pepe, then I'd be more than happy with that transfer window. Do you know what I mean? I'd be more than happy. Kieran Tierney, Nicolas Pepe, Ceballos on loan, and Saliba in next summer. I'll be extremely happy. I say extremely happy. I'll be extremely happy with the names coming in. If we can get Tierney and a centre-back coming in as well. But I'm still not happy with the way we've planned that this summer, the way we've gone about, the lack of getting Deadwood out of the team, the lack of real activity. So let's see how we do. Let's see how we do. If this Nicolas Pepe rumours are true, then we'll have to see... We'll have to see how we adapt to the Premier League as well. It's a big risk. It's a big risk, but big movements from Arsenal, and that's exactly what we want. Very big, very expensive, but on the right names. It can't just be any names. It can't just be any position. We need a centre-back. We've needed a centre-back for a while, but we also need a winger badly. As bad as we need a centre-back, we need a winger. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's just that we've needed a centre-back for a longer period of time. The wings have only become a problem in the last few years, having lost a few players there. Last season, we essentially didn't have an out-and-out winger, so it is as vital as the centre-back position. So hopefully we build on this. Hopefully we get Pepe over the line, and I'll be welcoming him to the club. I'd be gassed, but we still need to build. We still need Tierney over the line. We still need a centre-back. We still need those positions, Unai Emery. So let's get this done. Let me know what you feel in the comments below. Instagram, Turkish LDN, add me on there. Twitter, Turkish LDN, add me on there. Again, let me know in the comments below. Nicolas Pepe, you happy with that? Or would you rather have gone for a Cengiz in there, or a David Neres, or a Lozano? All I can say is I'm happy with Nicolas Pepe. I know we could get cheaper options with as much talent, but I am happy. That is the player I wanted. And it seems like we can potentially get him. I'm not going to say we're going to get him, but it seems like we can potentially get him. So come on, Arsenal. Let's get this one over the line, because this will really change the minds of a lot of us fans. And I don't mean change it completely, because Kroenke is still a major issue and they've still got a lot to do to completely change our minds and get behind them as a name, as a family. But these sort of signings is the one that will do it. It shouldn't just stop at Pepe. We need a centre-back. We need Tierney. But let's see how it goes, boys. Let's see how it goes, lads. Let's see how it goes, ladies. And I'll be back in a couple of days, hopefully with a welcome Nicolas Pepe video, because that will be gas. But love, people, love.